It's already afternoon on the West Coast, so it's morning in Hawaii. Aloha, my ohana in Hawaii. Look at all the people joining. Hello. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Because really, anybody can be watching all over the world, and it's a 24-hour clock, guys. There are people sleeping. There are people living their lives stuck in traffic, all at the same time. Got that aloha. Thank you, Inez77. Somebody's down with the lingo. Guys, I can feel the mana between us all right now. Do you know what I mean? I feel the mana exchanged with ohana. I'm just going to let this build up for a second, and then I'm going to say some things on this social media Sunday mental health check-in. By the way, people have already made donations. Thank you. $55. I'm going to try and do all of my lives and just link them always to Active Minds, basically, who's an incredible nonprofit who is helping to change the lives of so many young minds and hearts on high school and college campuses. I highly recommend you go check them out. ActiveMinds.org. They provide mental health awareness and resources and assistance for students and faculty, I believe, even on high school and college campuses all over the United States. And they're just an incredible organization, and I highly recommend them. So yeah, I mean, why not? It's a freebie, right? You can just add a nonprofit to every live you do. So why the heck not? Go mental health support. Let's do it. Thank you, Shanna Ray Music. I appreciate that. We all need to be diving into that. Haley Wass. I did. I did attend college. I went to 3 days of Ventura Community College. And look, and I'm not trying to knock college, although I do think it's quite overrated, particularly nowadays. But yeah, after 3 days of community college, I was like, I can't do this. I knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to be an actor. And to be perfectly honest, Ventura Community College was getting me nowhere closer to that goal. God bless them. But yeah, and so I said, nope, and I bounced. But listen, I mean, college is still very important for a lot of other professions. Like, I don't know that I'd want a doctor operating on me if they were just winging it. They learned how to perform some brain surgery on YouTube. Those are not the hands I want that scalpel in. So, I'm not knocking college entirely. I think there's still plenty of value there, but it's also, it's run off the rails, hasn't it? I mean, how much it costs now for everyone, for everything, all the student debt that everyone's buried under right now. It's garbage. It's a big dumpster fire, guys. I mean, just look out the window. You can see the flames. But we're doing okay, right? We're all loving each other. We're loving ourselves. Are you loving yourself? It's muy importante. It's maybe the most importante. What is the most importante? Mejor importante? I don't know. My Spanish isn't good enough. It's just not good enough. All right. So I think we've balanced out. We've balanced out here right around 700. So listen. This is, first of all, for everybody who came out to LA Comic-Con yesterday, thank you so much. Love you so much. It was so good to see so many of your faces, and I always continue to be just humbled by the support you offer me in my life and in my career, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this without you, so thank you. But something I just wanted to talk about. A couple of things. One, for the love of God, if someone is contacting you online that is pretending to be me or someone who is representing me, and they don't have a little blue tick, a little blue check next to their name or whatever it is, they are a liar. Please do not be duped by their schemes, by their lies, guys. There are so many of you out there that I get DMs from, and I know a lot of other actor friends of mine who get very similar DMs, and I feel like this is constant. This is a consistent thing that we need to remind you of. Do not believe those people. I think people have been duped out of money because of this stuff. Y'all, you gotta be more, don't be skeptical of everyone you meet in life, but, be a little more wise when you're dealing with people who are not potentially real people because they're coming at you from the interwebs. So please, 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 please stop interacting with people who are pretending to be anyone like me, someone in my position, other people in this type of position, or anyone for that matter. Get some validation on that shit somehow. But again, easiest thing to remember, blue check mark, guys. Blue check mark, that seems to be an authenticated person, so maybe you can put a little more trust in that. And if not, for God's sake, don't believe them. For God's sake, don't be sending them money. Don't be sending them gift cards. Apparently, this is some big scheme. Like, people pretend to be celebrities, and they say, in order to, show your loyalty to me as a fan, send me gift cards. What the fuck? Y'all, I don't need gift cards. I got my gift cards, okay? So please don't do that. For God's sake, please don't do that. And no, I'm not going to, a lot of people send me DMs and they're asking me to tell them, is this really you? I'm not going to answer those questions. I'm telling you right now, I don't want to engage in a bunch of, conversations with everybody trying to ask me personally. Like, I'm telling you, do not trust that shit. It's bad news bears. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, so I've also been getting a lot of DMs of people that are concerned for me, which, by the way, I'm, anytime anybody cares enough to be like, hey, are you okay? It's something going on in your life, and checking in. And I'm very touched by that, but I just wanted to clarify some things. So in my, social media, particularly Instagram curation, as you've probably noticed, I've basically just been going hog wild, posting in my stories, a whole bunch of quotes, a whole bunch of adages, all manner of things. And they have to do with, well, myriad topics, but, a lot of them have to do with, I think deep healing, deep understanding, deep wisdoms. And I think people have taken that as something's going on in Zach's life right now, and he's maybe reaching out for help, or he's calling. And again, I appreciate your concern, but not at all. I am so groovy. I am so grateful. I'm in a place in my life right now where I feel so blessed and so grateful and so loved and so provided for throughout my life. I just so know that I'm good. Thank you for your concern. Know that I'm good. I post these things not because it's a cry for help for me. I post these things because it is a cry for help for us. Because I really am concerned for the state of our country, for the state of this world. I don't know what the future holds. I have a lot of peace because I have already been wrapping my head around a lot of these concepts, unfortunately, for a long time, because I feel it's all of the crazy that we're experiencing right now has been building for quite some time. This didn't just happen overnight. And so mentally and emotionally, I've been preparing myself, unfortunately, for this insane polarity and politicization of every single topic and agenda, and the literally ripping apart of our entire populace, and on such insane ideologies, and on both sides of everything. And so in that concern, without trying to get all political on any one topic, I'm urging everyone to deep dive into history, deep dive into wisdom. Go read the people's words who have gone through situations very similar to what we're going through right now. It might not seem like that. And by the way, every historical moment obviously is a little different because we're different people in different times. But the mechanisms, the pulleys, the buttons that are being pushed and the pulleys that are being pulled, guys, these are tried and true mechanisms. But being used by, I think, powers that would love to stay in those powerful positions and keep all of us fighting and hating each other and not getting to the better world that honestly all of us want. We all want it. So please don't be worried about me. But I do encourage you not to worry about the state of our country, the United States, or the world at large. I don't want anyone to worry. I don't think worry is a good emotion, if you will. I think concern is healthy. I think wisdom is healthy. and marrying those two things and getting to real fact, real truth, real common ground to get all this shit figured out. I think that's all good. But I would urge you to focus on that. I would urge you to awaken to what seemingly may be going on in the world right now and give it a really hard, long look and ask yourself, how can we avert this crisis or multiple crises that may be in our future? And I think the only way we're going to get there is through unity, is through love, is through compassion, is through empathy, is through understanding, is through putting down our fucking swords and guns and weapons against each other and actually finding commonality, common truth, common win for everyone. That is where we have to go. If we don't go there, some people are going to still stay in power and they'll feel like they won. And then that's the